Hello everybody, my name is Orin, and today we're going to be playing Always Remember Me. I feel like the channel has been taken, it's kind of taken a dark and dreary. We're always playing strategy games and Diablo and demons and war and ugh. And, today's April 1st, the first day of spring, so I figured we would start things off right with, happiness and romance and woo! Friendship and magic. So this is the demo version. I'm gonna play the demo, and then maybe if we get a good reception, then I'll buy it. Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and show off the preferences here. We're playing window. There's not a lot of graphics options, and I am only running this in like 130 frames, so. Hopefully, I feel like my computer's good enough for it. We got all scene transitions, text speed. Let's go ahead and slow text speed down a little bit. We don't want to rush through the game. Music volume is down as low as I can get it, and it's still quite loud. Voice volume, sound volume seems fine. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and start the game. Show interface tutorial. Honestly, the interface looks fairly straightforward. I've played romance and dating sims before. I think I'm an expert. I think I'll be able to figure it out. Oh, and I can read the tutorial at any point by using the F button. How very sweet of them. Oh man, I tell you what, I beat Dark Souls. I think we can go hard difficulty level. And let's take the standard intro. We were walking together hand in hand, watching as the sun descended beneath the horizon. The evening was wearing on, and the warm colors of twilight were starting to fade from the sky. Amarantha is our main character's name. This girl here, that's who we will be playing as. I don't know what to do. Aaron is our boyfriend here. You're doing enough. Don't worry about things so much. But he still doesn't approve of me. Do you think he doesn't like my job? Maybe he thinks it doesn't earn enough money. Or that I should be doing something better. I would like to do more, but it's the best part-time job I could find. His eyes were sympathetic as he looked down at my worried expression. I know he feels bad that his father, Osher, was creating so much grief for us, but I also knew the situation was going to be difficult when I decided to stay with him. I don't think it's your work. He can be pretty stubborn. I know some people think that I could do better. It's not like a job at an ice cream parlor is anything special. I am attending my first year of college for creative writing. It's a natural fit. I've always loved to write poetry and prose. I had to take a part-time job during the summer to help pay for my studies. Pell Grants only can get a girl so far. Some girls in my classes have really good summer jobs. Honestly, I don't think he'd approve of any girl without a lot of persuading first. I don't think it's anything personal. He's just being stubborn. Yeah, but after all this time, I really thought that he would have warmed up to me by now. He just doesn't understand that we're serious about our relationship. Or he doesn't want to understand. It's just so exasperating since everyone else has been so supportive of us. He'll come around eventually. It's just a matter of time. I hope so. I just wish he wouldn't object almost every time he finds out we're going out on a date. I know. It'll get better soon. I promise. We reached the staircase that led back to the boardwalk and parking lot. Even over the sand dunes, I could see where Aaron's motorcycle was parked. We were about to ascend the stairs when he stopped and turned around to face me. He took my other hand in his and leaned down. gently kissing me on the lips. I couldn't help but smile slightly, feeling my anxiety melt away. Don't look so worried all the time, okay? You're so much more beautiful when you're smiling, Amy. I returned the smile and leaned up to kiss him again. You're so romantic, Aaron. You make it sound like it's a bad thing, Amy. We both laughed as we ascended the stairs, still hand in hand. Ah, this is definitely how it should be. I always feel so safe with him at my side. Let's go home, alright? Okay, but can we stop for ice cream first? I get an employee discount on everything, you know. Sure, Amy. Anything for you, girl. They have the best new type ice cream sundae now. We should totally split one. Sounds good. My smile grew brighter as pleasant thoughts passed through my mind. He mounted his motorcycle and I sat on the back, wrapping my arms around his middle and holding on tightly. I rested my hand against his broad shoulders and let a contented sigh escape my lips as the engine started up. The sun disappeared beneath the horizon, and the darkness of the night began to overtake the sky. We sped out of the parking lot in less than a minute, and onto the nearly empty road that led back into town. The trees blurred as we flew down the road. We were only driving for a short while before a strange feeling of foreboding settled over me. I shivered involuntarily, despite the warm temperature, and squeezed Aaron tightly, watching as it got darker and darker on the one-way road. I was thinking of what to make us for breakfast in the morning when we reached the intersection. We waited patiently for the light to change color, and when the green circle let off its artificial glow, Aaron resumed driving. We had just entered the intersection, and very suddenly, I heard it. What? I looked up, my eyes wide with confusion to see another car barreling down the road, swerving back and forth as it approached us. Aaron tried to steer away from the oncoming vehicle, but there was no hope of evasion. The car made no attempt to brake as it passed through the red light and collided with us. All I remember before the hellacious sound of the crash and losing consciousness was Aaron turning the motorcycle to try to protect me from being directly hit. When I opened my eyes, the brightness of the lights above me were almost blinding. I thought that I had never spent very much time in a hospital, but I recognized the scent of disinfectant and various other cleaners to be similar to what once smelled in the doctor's office. Where am I? It took me another moment of waiting for my eyes to adjust to the bright lights before I remembered what had happened. My eyes widened in horror at the vividness of my memories. Aaron! I sat up abruptly, feeling a dull ache when I moved. A nurse out in the hallway heard my sudden cry and quickly hurried inside my room. Miss, please lay back down. You weren't seriously wounded, but in the crash, but we would like you to rest before we decide if you're ready to be released. I'll be looking after you until that time comes. Your energies are minimal, but only minor bruising, but we can't let you just leave yet, just. We were in a car accident, right? That's correct, miss. But please lay back down. We're very glad to see you're conscious, but rest is imperative. I reluctantly laid back down, but I was completely awake and not letting the women leave before I heard a proper explanation. Can you tell me what happened? What about the man who was with me? Aaron? I need to see... Is Aaron okay? I need to see Aaron. The nurse's expression seemed to darken slightly when I mentioned him, which made me worry even more. What happened? I need to know. Is he okay? I am not fully aware of the situation, miss. I'll need to call Dr. Rayner. I'm sure he will be more than capable of explaining everything to you. I waited impatiently, dissatisfied with the nurse's quick departure. It only took a few moments for a handsome young man in a doctor's uniform to enter the room. I was surprised to see that he wasn't all that much older than Aaron and I, most likely a fresh graduate out of medical school. Good evening, Amy. I'm very glad to see you're awake. Name's Eddie Rayner, but you can call me Eddie, man said with a warm smile, revealing perfectly white teeth. Yes, good evening. What time is it? Is it still Saturday? Actually, it's technically Sunday. It is 3 in the morning. I'd be happy to answer your questions, but you should probably get back to bed soon. I'm not doing anything until I find out what happened to Aaron. The young doctor's smile faded, his reaction much like the nurse's. Unable to hold back my growing worry, I found myself starting to yell as tears gathered in my eyes. I have to know what happened to him. Please. Please. Is Aaron okay? Just tell me. Eddie stood up and nodded toward the door, motioning for me to follow. I felt my heart sink, then began to fill with cold dread. He noticed the fear in my expression and gave me a brief explanation. I'd rather show you his current condition, but I assure you he's fine and his life is in no danger. He has sustained a head injury. He will recover, and it doesn't seem to have done any severe damage, but he has lost some of his memory. We are trying to observe the specifics of just what he has forgotten. As the nurse probably told you, your energies are minimal. Please follow me. I can take you to him, so you can see that he is alright. I hurried, pulling on a pair of slippers that had been left beside my bed, and followed after the young doctor as he led me out of the hospital room and into the hallway, listening attentively to every word he said. From what I can tell, he was trying to protect you during the crash. You ever see The Blind Side? It was like when the guy put his arm in front of the kid to shield him, only you were on a motorcycle. So he put his head in front of you to shield him, and now he can't remember anything. You don't have any broken bones or severe internal bleeding, but his head does, thanks to Aaron's efforts. I felt my heart wrench as I followed him through the hallways. He wasn't walking very quickly, apparently conscientious of how tired I felt. Aaron, oh Aaron. From what we can tell, Aaron is suffering from amnesia. He still retains his long-term memories, but recent ones from the past few years are hazy or non-existent. He's quite a bit confused at the moment, so we want to be sure not to cause him any unnecessary emotional stress. We need him to regain his memory on his own, but it will be in slow steps. I understand. This is my studio. Most people call it a doctor's office, but it's my studio. I know this is a lot to take in, so feel free to ask me any questions you might have. He still remembers his family, but he doesn't seem to recall anything from recent years. You mean he doesn't remember me? I'm sorry, you asked him about having a girlfriend, but he doesn't seem to remember anyone by the name of Amy. I felt the tears. I'd been determined not to cry, welling up again, ready to fall. I see. We walked through a doorway and into a room with a glass window that let me see into Aaron's room. I'm sorry to ask this of you, but since we don't want to cause him any grief or aggravate his condition, I must ask that you do not meet with him yet. He's very confused and needs rest. I understand. I remained there for a long time, watching him and letting tears silently slip down my cheeks as two nurses spoke to Aaron, who wore a perplexed expression. Aaron, how could you forget about me? You can now move between locations using the map. Right now you can only return back to your home, but later in the game you'll be able to move where you want. Cool. Awesome. Let's go home. I was released from the hospital in the morning and came right home. When I walked inside, I was greeted with a soft meow when my cat Nina brushed up against my leg. Hi Nina, did you miss me? I smiled and reached down to pet her affectionately, though I couldn't help but remember how Aaron would always fuss over her. Nina was great judge of character, and she adored Aaron before he started bringing treats for her all the time. Aaron always loved cats so much. He loved big cats and little cats like you, but you were always his favorite kitty cat. Nina cuddled my fingers affectionately when I knelt down to pick her up. But Aaron has probably forgotten all about you too. The sadness I'd been trying to keep out of the front of my mind returned when I pulled my cat into an embrace and sighed. I had slept very poorly, and the fatigue from the crash hadn't worn off. I lost my parents in a car accident. Now it looks like I'm gonna lose the man I love to one as well. I sat in the living room with Nina on my lap when Gwenda came in to comfort me. "Oh, Amy, what happened?" I briefly tell her about the accident. She was overjoyed to know that I was alright, and that I had hardly been hurt. "Oh, thank God you're okay. But why didn't you call me?" "The doctor said I was alright. I didn't want you to worry about me." I have been staying with my Aunt Gwenda for several years. Since my parents passed away when I was still young, Gwenda had taken care of me ever since. She is a kind woman and I clicked too early. However, her pension wasn't enough to fully pay for my college tuition, which is why I took the part-time job at the ice cream parlor. Yeah, now you can make your first choice. Several icons will pop up showing all the possible actions in this location. On each icon you'll see a brief description and the effects of the action. Oh man. It is now noon. Fuck yeah. Okay. We got $50. Let's cook some food. That's gonna get us swole as fuck. Yeah, food turned out very good. Well, if things go bad with my studies, I can always open a restaurant. It's good to have a fallback plan. Good on you, Amy. Amy, I've prepared your favorite cake. Thanks, Gwenda, but I'd like to stay alone for a while and rest, okay? I didn't sleep very well at the hospital. I had too much on my mind. That's fine. And get some rest. You can eat a piece of cake tomorrow morning before going to work. Good night, Gwenda. I went to my bedroom with Nina in my arms and sat down at a desk. I picked up a notebook and decided to try to get my feelings under control in the most familiar way I knew, writing about them. I picked up a pen and started writing a poem. Your gentle touch, the warmth of your embrace, the passion of your kiss, precious times that felt ever so divine. I thought they would never leave, but even though I can't reach you anymore, I can't open my eyes to find you there. I'll always have my memories, though they are not as warm as the hands that always made me feel so safe. I know they will never disappear, as you now have. My beloved, my heart is forever yours, even if you're lost. Beyond my trembling voice can reach you. Even if your memories fade or disappear into the darkness, I'll never forget the precious times when we faced the world together. My beloved, for today, for tomorrow, for the days that may never return, never forget the words we once exchanged. I love you. When I awoke that morning, I knew I had to go to the ice cream parlor. It was Sunday and I had a long shift to attend to. I considered calling out, knowing that they would understand if I explained the situation, but decided that it would be the best to go in anyway. Otherwise, everyone would start to worry about me. I had no doubt that the news of an accident was already traveling too quickly. Gossip seemed to get around town eerily fast. Okay, and I think that's where we'll end off. We got the first little bit. We got our first choice. So yeah, I recorded and will be posted April 1st. I'm really excited about this new series, and yeah, I don't know. I think we'll finish the demo before I go out on my way and buy it. But yeah, for now. Oh, gonna go ahead and save here in this first empty slot. Yep. And yeah, as always, my name's Oren. You guys are the best. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise, and see you next time.